at the stage. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hey, Pesk. Hey, Mike. Oh, I'm. I do this every every Wednesday. I'm trying to get it going on Facebook, and my screen looks crazy. Picture in picture. Well, they can see my office is junky. I don't know why the feature to hide my junk is not hiding it on Facebook, but all you can see is that I have stockpile behind me. Anywho, how are you guys doing? I was watching Wind Down Wednesday. Go live automatically X schedule at the start time. Yes, I need to start setting that up. I'm still learning how to show on Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've had the braids for a while. It's almost time for me to take them out. But yeah, so I was watching Wind Down Wednesday, which was very good today. Yes, starts check your camera, microphone. I'm telling you. I guess people are gonna see the screen. Visual search tab. Just finished watering. Oh, okay. Hey, Unique, how you doing? How you doing? Pesk, I can't believe you're up, girl, because I know you be sleep. So I can't believe you're up right now. So, last week, okay, well, no need to water today. Gotcha. So last week we talked about recalls, and I thought that was a more serious subject, but actually it turned out to be pretty fun. We had a lot of interesting information to talk about. We end up talking about stinky funky people that don't bathe and stuff like that. So they've been saying rain every day, got none. Ain't no rain coming to Cali. No time soon. Only for a few minutes. Hey Cassandra, how you doing? So I thought I am an introvert. And let me put my phone on quiet. I'm an introvert. Um, when I say that, people say, Precious, you're not shy. No, I'm not shy whatsoever. I've never been shy, but I am an introvert. Um, I was talking to my uncle, we were going to the store one day, and he said, It's dark yet 81 degrees. Oh my God. How hot is it right now? It got up to about 90 today, and it's going to cool down. It says it's 80. It got up supposedly up to 88. It was hotter than that 'cause I went out there. But it just hit 79 right now, and it's 7:04 in the evening. But this particular live is about introverts and gardening. So when I was growing up, my uncle said, "Yeah, Precious, we used to call you antisocial," and I said, "Well, I guess you would." I loved being around my friends, but I loved being able to regroup and be by myself. And I don't know if many of you remember, I'm part of the Gen X generation, so I think all people have this where the adults will be having parties and then the kids will be in the other room and it'd be late and they be partying all night, and I would be that kid, be like, I really just want to go home and be in my bed. Like I don't want to be here. That's I just didn't want to be there. So I was thinking about it, and I looked up some information. Of course, you use Google, which is now AI, but it says gardening is a natural sanctuary for introverts, offering a quiet, solitary space to decompress. And that's what we need. We need to decompress, process deep thoughts, and recharge away from a noisy world. And that is So true. When I was on listening to Wind Down Wednesday, yes, Mike. When I was listening to Wind Down Wednesday today, and they were talking about naps. Mike, you were in that live, and you say you don't take a nap. I take a nap every day. When I get back to work, when I start physically going back into work on Mondays and Tuesdays at 11:45, I start walking to my car for lunch, and I take a nap, put my alarm on for 12:45, and then come back in the office. I need that downtime. I need to process. I need to have some quiet. Yes. Yes. You hate when people talk to you in your garden. It depends. If I so let's say if I woke up early in the morning and I plan to do something and get it done, I hate to be disturbed. Like I'll turn on my music on my speaker, and when my chickens hear the music, they kind of quiet down. Because as soon as I come out there, they see me. They're like, "Mama, mama, mama, mama." They quiet down and they're like, "Oh, mama's working." And I do what I got to do. One time I was out there and this salesperson decided, because my backyard, you guys know, it goes to the side of my house. Like I have the back where I have the sheds and the chickens and stuff. And then the major part of it goes to the side where my garden is. And this guy decides to walk up and he's just like talking to me. And I looked at him, I said, "Why are you in my yard?" "Well, I wanted to." I was like, "Did I invite you?" I said, "You are stepping in my yard near my bushes." I was like, "You need to go." He said, "But ma'am," I was like, "You need to get up out my space." Just like who said it was okay for you to just stand there while you see me in my yard working and just start talking to me? I was very offended. I was really mad because he's all on the fence or whatever. And I had this thing in my hand. I was like, "Do you know what?" I was like, "Do I look like I'm a punk? Do I look do do you want to get hurt? Do I look like I'm a punk?" And so he finally left. Let me see. Unique. My quiet. Yes, it's your quiet space. Unique says, absolutely true. I'm autistic, but work in customer education. Let me click on that. I'm lucky my job is remote and can go out in my garden and decompress. Yes. 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 It's the garden was a big thing for me. And at first I thought it was just like a little something I was going through. My garden is major for me. I even became a Riverside County master gardener. It is really major for me to go out there and decompress. And there are some days I don't want to go out in the garden, but once I get out there, I'm out there in the sun, in the air, getting fresh air. I'm listening to nature. Sometimes I'll hear a frog. So sometimes I'll hear the birds because there's all type of birds flying around, and it just relaxes me. It gives me that time away from the noise of my everyday life, of bills, of stress, yeah, of work, of just dealing with adulting to decompress. So Google said why introverts love gardening. Number one, recharging energy. Sol- Solitary garden tasks like pruning, weeding, and watering provide a peaceful alone time without social demands. And it does. Once I get in there, I start pruning. Like when I deal with those tomato plants, when I sit there and I actually deal with pruning, I'm like, oh, and then it just takes your mind away. It takes your mind away. Let me see. If works if work's being toxic, I got in my garden, watch butterflies and bees. Yes. Yes. Or feed squirrels and birds. And Pest said, "Mike, that's my husband. He's an introvert." Yes. I I am an introvert. I remember one time I was in the garden. I forgot what kind of squash I was growing. I had it where I had my corn at one year. And I seen these bees tussling in the flower. And then I think I took a picture of it. It was probably 2021. A bee had got drunk on the pollen and fell asleep In the flower, it was just sitting there like, oh, like I'm in my world. I'm in my world. So gardening recharges you. It says, second one, entering a flow state. So, repetitive hands on work allows the introverted mind to quietly focus and deeply process information. You get to decompress. Yes. They get pollen drunk. I pet them. So it allows you, because sometimes I Nikki had said today on Wind Down Wednesday that her mind is always going. And my mother tells me that. My mother says, girl, she'll be like, sleep on it. You have brain farts while you sleep. And I do. I'll be like, oh, I need to think of how I'm gonna fix this or how I'm gonna do this. And it's like I have brain farts in my sleep, and then I wake up the next day and I'm okay. But my mind is always moving. So sometimes your mind needs to decompress. And something else, I mean, today's Wind Down Wednesday, if you didn't get it, go and catch the replay. It was really good. They talked about our cell phones and how we're always on it. On my cell phone, to go to sleep at night, I put on water noises from YouTube. I turn off everything else and I put on water noises. Now I have to, and I turn the phone down. I like close my door and stuff because it needs to be dark. It needs to be dark because I used to have insomnia, like really, really bad. And I even, from time to time, I'll take some melatonin. But with melatonin, I might sleep like only like 4 hours and then I'm up. So I really don't like to take medication. I do. Yes, thunderstorm, 10-hour black screen. I like to hear the water, the rain, or like in the forest, like drops. That kind of gets me, it helps me. It'll help me sleep throughout the night if I could just really let my mind go and just go to sleep. Unique says, if my anxiety is high, I will put on thunderstorm sounds. Yes. Yes, it helps a lot. Like I get under the cover the way I need to. I get in my place. I turn on that and I just go to sleep. Or sometimes I have Pocket FM. I like listening to those little short stories. I have Pocket FM and I have a couple of favorite stories. My all-time favorite is going to be Rekindled Heartache. It has like 100 and like 1070 something episodes, and it's like generational. It's like three generations. If you ever want to try it, get Pocket FM and listen to some of those. Some of the stories suck. What happens is they get a writer that's really good, but then they don't want to pay them, and then they end up having these cheap writers changing the story. But this one stayed pretty well throughout. And so sometimes I'll just let that person talk in the background and go to sleep. Mike says, try valerian or chamomile and hops, knock you out, wake up, refresh. Well, you guys know I grow my chamomile. I have a whole bunch of chamomile in there. So sometimes I will have my chamomile. Only problem is I don't want to be waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. So I'll take my medicine, go to the bathroom, and then jump in the bed and turn on my water sound. I love me some chamomile, but I will wake up going to the bathroom. You said I like the Wild West stories. Those are good too. I like the stories. Believe it or not, the werewolf. I don't like vampire stories, but I kind of like the werewolf love stories, or stuff that's like kind of in the Renaissance era, or just weird stuff like that. But I kind of like, or the billionaire. I'm always gonna love a billionaire, a billionaire. Oh, the handsome billionaire stories. I like those kind of stories. Pat said, I do use chamomile, but never tried valerian. I need to look that up. Unique says chamomile and lemon balm tea is a favorite of mine. I'm also getting like broke. I'm out of chocolate mint. I still have some that is dried and I'm kind of rationing it. But I've been going back and forth to my local nursery because one year they had all these kinds of mint. I'm looking for more chocolate mint. If I can get a couple of things of chocolate mint, I am planting it out there. Lemon balm. Yeah, lemon balm. Something keeps eating all of my lemon balm. So I need to put the copper tape because Mike told the New Orleans gardener about copper tape. I need to put the copper tape on my green stalks because something comes in there and it just tears down my lemon balm. Lemon balm, I plant it, it's gone. And it's not the first time. So I have the copper tape. I just need to take my time and wrap it around the levels of each green stalk. You said I listened to Korean and Chinese manhwa stories. They are like their version comics, but serial stories like 800 episodes. Oh, I'm gonna have to look those up. Hey, Dave. Dave, when you told me to put those cucumber seeds in water, that was the best thing in the world. And I don't know why I didn't think about it because sometimes you put, your seeds in paper in wet paper towels and then they germinate, within a couple of days. But I never thought just to throw the seeds in water and they germinated in over 24 hours. And now I got all those cucumber plants growing out there. That was like the best thing in the world, David. Thank you. And I gave you credit for that. I put it on a video because that was awesome. Unique said lemon balm, cinnamon, basil, and chamomile tea is amazing. Okay, I need to try that. Mike says YouTube has 80 hours AI translated reading. So them. Yes. You're right. They're soft shells. So that really, thank you, David. I'm gonna give you your props, Cropper. And pescatarian speaking to David. So is Mike. And David said, much respect. Oh, thank you, Dave. Thank you. So getting back into this, gardening has really, even when because I've been having a lot of days with the knee surgery. The last 2 years, I've been going through like a lot and hanging out there. And I will say, besides my faith, because my faith is always going to be number one, the garden has been really one thing that has sustained me. It has been definitely one thing that has sustained me. I can go out there, I can get stuff done, even when I don't feel like getting stuff done. I just go out there and start, and then I'll be out there, and it's been an hour, and I'll be like, oh, I could do another hour. Let me go ahead and do another hour. So the gardening has been, really, really good for me. I'm gonna have to learn how to work this Facebook. I don't know why I cannot do a background on Facebook, and it's driving me crazy. But I'm gonna figure it out. Anyway, back to this. So number 3, why introverts love gardening. This is the Google portion I'm reading. It says, reducing overstimulation. Nature offers a low stress sensory environment that helps calm sensitive nervous systems. Yes, it does. My nerves have been frayed the last couple of years. Take a sip of tea here. I was telling my mom because I got put on high blood pressure pills around a year and a half ago or 2 years, and I don't want to be on them. And I am on the lowest type of beginner high blood pressure medication, but I was never a person that had like high blood pressure. It started happening in 2023 when I was stressed with a job that I had, and then switching jobs finally, and then My father having a dementia running away, even though unfortunately he and I are not, we're never close. I would never want any harm to come for him. So that was just, I was, I was stressed out about that. I'm like, my dad is just out here. Then my brother had a major health scare the beginning of last year when he had that widowmaker. And then with my mom being in and out the hospital, then in December, my aunt and uncle moved closer to me. And then my aunt had some major health scares. At the end of December, she had an impaction and a hernia. So they had to do emergency surgery. And then when I went to pick her up to do the follow up, she showed signs of a stroke. So a 2 hour doctor visit turned into like a 16-hour day. And I was there all day. Luckily, I had bought my work phone with me. I had emailed my boss. I said, look, my uncle just called. I got to take my aunt to this appointment just to let you know I'm caregiving for 3 people. Get there. My aunt was in the room. She was just taking forever. Like, what's going on? She's taking forever. And I'm like, Auntie, what's going on? She comes out. Her lip was down. She was walking like this. And she had no idea that she had a stroke. She literally had no idea that she had a stroke. She was like, I gotta go smoke this cigarette first. And we were like, no, you're not. And I had to rush her down to her emergency and get her in there. And she had her carotids were blocked, one at 90 and one at 99. And this is what I've been dealing with constantly. So when I get in my garden, that's been helping. So my blood pressure has just been up, up, up. Well, with this medication I'm taking, which is amlodipine, it's like a low dose. It's like the kiddie version of blood pressure medicine. It's been causing swelling in my legs. I've gained a lot of weight because of it, swelling in my ankles and my feet and my legs. Um, Dizziness, lightheadedness, like I want to faint, really fatigued. So I went to the doctor and I started having getting neurotherapy to deal with it because I'm like, it can't be the medication. And then I started looking it up and it is. So I'm about to start slowly reducing. I'm going to cut the pill starting tonight, take 75% of the pill. And I'm going to do that for a few weeks and see how I feel. Because I'm not like I just turn and then I feel like I'm about to spin out of control. It's not even vertigo because the room's not spinning. It's just been bad. So I be having to reduce overstimulation and it can affect my job. I need to work. I need to be, and all because I had this one pill. I've never felt like this before. So let me get back to the chat. Peroxide seed speeds germination. Okay. Let me see what Mike is saying. Plus, analyze pathogens in the seeds. So do I just put peroxide in the water? So let's say I have the cucumber seeds and I'm putting them in the water, like David said. Do I put a couple of drops in the water to do that? Let me know, Mike. You said I lose time in the garden. Yes indeed. Yes indeed. You said wife is too, they make her dizzy. Yes. It's to me it's scary. It's me and my mom. My mother is 78 years old. I need to have all my wits about me and I'm a very active person. So, once I physically start going back into the office, which will be at the end of this month, September, because my knee is doing so much better. I'm always stretching it. I got physical therapy for my knee. The doctor said I can start going back to the gym when I'm ready. So I'm thinking, excuse me, sorry, around mid-September. But I will be wearing my knee braces when I go in there. I have got to get my body together and I got to get off that medication because it yeah, is it helping my blood pressure? It is, but it's causing everything else. And I also looked it up and they said, well, your doctor could put you on another medication that blocks this. And I'm like, oh, excuse me. Oh, hell no. No. When I went to go see my cardiologist, she was like, your cholesterol is a little high. So I'm going to put you on this pill. And I was like, and I will not take it. I will not take it. I did not want to be on the blood pressure medicine. I didn't want to be on that. So now I have to really make some life decisions here. And like today, I had me a tomato sandwich. My mom was like, yuck. I went and cut open some mortgage lifters. I had like 4 or 5 of those, cut up 2, ate some of that. I fried up I had some hamburger patties in the freezer that I got when I bought the cow. And my mother was happy because she had dialysis. She was like, oh, I'll eat some of that with some fruit and I'll be good. I got to switch it up. I got to get back exercising. They said the 3 things are exercise, diet, and sleep. And of course, stress. But we live in a stressful environment, so that's not always. But if I can get the exercise, control the food, and get more sleep, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm not trying to be a manager at work. It's all about my health and my well-being. It's as long as I have money, a roof over my head, money to pay my bills, and I can grow my food and eat it, I'm good. It's crazy and it's scary because I've never felt like that before, Pesk. I've never. It's scary. I'll be in there trying to move. Like what was I doing today? I was cutting up the tomatoes. And I always clean as I go when I'm in the kitchen. And then I've got the patties, I'm seasoning the patties, I'm doing this, and then I have to slow down because I'm like, okay, let me slow down because I don't want to fall or anything happen to me. So I have to slow down. It would scare you. That's your wife. Definitely. I mean, this is something I'm 52. I've never been over 50 before. And now all of a sudden you're throwing this at me and it just angers me. That I'm on this medication because I needed to be on it, but I wish I could learn how to probably control what I eat and stuff better when I'm under stress. So now I got to get back into the routine of at least getting to the gym 3 days a week, which I'll start in September. And we haven't been really eating out because money's been tight. Money's been super tight. And so I've been eating at home and I've been loving it. Loving eating at home. So that's been helping me and just getting to a better routine. I got to empty out the salad bar, clean it out. I'm going to wait till September, clean it out, and then plant some new lettuce and kale and everything else in there so I can be eating that. I got to get my world together. See, you said your wife has an amlodipine. That's the medication she has. You said, of course, they say take pills for the side effects. Yeah. But we could put you on another pill. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. You ain't putting me on another nothing. No, you ain't. Okay. So the peroxide and like a teaspoon. Okay, so add to the water like a teaspoon of peroxide. I'm gonna try that next time I do it. Pescatarian, I lose time in my garden too. I've gone out into the garden at 7 or 8 a.m. and before I know it, it's after 5. You said it's 51 or something in the afternoon. Okay. Thank you, Dave. I am gonna do it. Thank you for the encouragement. Yes, please encourage me. I am gonna do it because I have to. It's my life. I have to do it. Don't want to fall out lifting weights or running the treadmill. Well, I've never ran the treadmill. I've always walked really briskly, but I go to a gym that does more circuit. He's a guy African American guy. He owns a gym called Beyond Fitness. His name is Brandon. He owns two locations, and his a lot of the women he trains are in bodybuilding. You don't have to be a bodybuilder to go there, but yeah. So he's a when I go there, I don't even I know I'm working out and I'm hurting, but I don't feel like I'm sweating till I get home, and I'll be like, "Ooh, I feel good that I've worked out." What is high cholesterol? That is a good question. So let me tell you guys this. So my friend she's a retired RN. My friend that lives in Costa Rica. And we were talking about two things, high blood pressure and cholesterol. And I remember I did a little bit of ROP nursing when I was in high school and learned about this. I also was in the Mount Sac Psych Tech program for a little while, but I did good in clinical, but I had two jobs and so much going on that me studying the book work was hard. But there were things that I remember. Two things, blood pressure. It used to be your blood pressure should be 120/80 plus half your age. So I'm 52, so half my age, 25, 27. So 120/80 plus 25, 145, 147. Now they're trying to say that if your blood pressure is over 130, then that's high. And I looked at them and I said, no, it's not. Because I went in there, my blood pressure was like 134 over something. And I said, that's not high. It used to be 120/80 plus half your age. So now they want to put people on high blood pressure pills when they don't need it. What happened to that basic? Now, my blood pressure was high. I mean, one day it was like 180 over. It was high. I was stressed. I was stressed at work. I was stressed in my personal life. I've never had blood pressure like that. When I was, I say 10 years ago, 15 years ago, one time I went to the doctor and my systolic, I think the systolic is the top one, was like 100. They were like, are you alive? And I'm like, yeah, I've never dealt with high blood pressure until I started heavy adulting into my 40s and 50s. That's number one. Number two, with the cholesterol, it used to be if your cholesterol was over 300, that was high. Well, they decided to sell these pills like I don't want to say the name. And they said, well, now we're going to say that the basic cholesterol should be under 200. So now everybody going to be taking cholesterol pills. So I'm like, no, they've been trying to tell me my cholesterol been high for years. And I just look at them and then they go, well, it's the good cholesterol. So if my good cholesterol is high, then what's the problem? No, my doctor said, I'm going to put you on cholesterol. I was like, you could prescribe the pills. I won't take them. I'll just go sit them in that drawer, and if somebody else need them, I give it to them. Get off drug, do more hibiscus tea. Yes, and I didn't get to grow hibiscus, but I will be planting it for the fall. Because I do have some hibiscus in there, but I'm running out. So I'm trying to ration the chocolate mint, the hibiscus, and the echinacea right now. So I've already had, where's my planner? My Gina versus Gina Produce with Purpose planner. I got it. My eye is itching. So I'm already started planning for spring. You probably can't see it for spring. And I got my, look at that. Like I got my stuff. I don't, you probably can't. Oh, the light. You can't see it, but it's all written in there. All my stuff. I got my companion planning. I got all of it. I drew, you can't see it, but I drew in here. I'm getting ready because I got to be doing more natural stuff. Hibiscus, echinacea, and chocolate mint. I gotta get more of that. Okay. Unique said my boyfriend does the hibiscus tea and eating beets for his blood pressure. And I do grow beets. I got to look at my canning book on how to can them. I need to do better. But I do grow beets every year. Can use beet tops and tea. Okay. Only thing about, you guys know my garden, I get every pest. I be getting aphids on my beet tops. So I got to be careful when people say you could use uh this leaf and that leaf. I'll be like, I don't know about my garden because my gardens be having creatures all over the leaves. So I got to be careful. And she's Unique said, yep, that's why I always have beets growing in my hydroponics. I dry the leaves for him. Okay. Need to try that. Said, I'm so sleepy. I was trying to say it's good. Pass, go to sleep, sis. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I know you have to get up in the morning. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. You can always catch the replay. You could always, please. I don't, please go to sleep. You said you were trying to say 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Okay. She says, but he is still on his blood pressure medication because he's had a stroke. Okay. So I've gotten back on my fish oil pills. I was taking CoQ10. I still have CoQ10, fish oil pills, cinnamon pills for low blood sugar. I take that because cinnamon helps you. Put cinnamon in your coffee. Put cinnamon on things. Cinnamon is good for you. It's a spice. So yeah, I'm back. I'm fluid back on the vitamins now. Gotta make money off the meds. Yes. Yes. They keep trying to put me on high blood pressure pills. Mine is always, oh, then you're fine. You see what I mean? Why are they trying to put you on high blood pressure medicine if your blood pressure is 110/70? Mm-mm. Girl, I love that planner too. I'll be sitting here and I'm like, okay, let me fix this. I got my colored pencils. I'm loving this planner. I had to go outside after I had recently. I think I still had the walker, but I went out there with that walker to my shed and I got that planner out my shed. Let me see. Pills would unalive you. Your blood pressure would drop. You be dead. Why are they trying to kill you? That's what I would ask. No, I have hibiscus seeds. I do. In fact, when I grew them the previous year, I was good at harvesting the seeds from the hibiscus plant. So I still even have some that I bought. So I'm good with my seeds. Aphids is free protein. I ain't eating them aphids. I My yard is a pest loving yard. I ain't eating no aphids. Mike, you crazy. So let me get into this. So I found this article from 2025 on why gardening is the perfect summer hobby for introverts. So gardening is not just about caring for your plants, it's also a way for you to take care of yourself and meet your needs as an introvert. Let me see here. So this lady, I think she's speaking for herself in this article. It says summer is my favorite time of year. While fall and winter are ideal for introverts, they are. Let me tell you something. I love summer. I love summer because the hours are longer and I can do more. But for fall, once your stuff is planted, all you got to do is water and go. Check your plants once a week unless something is out there munching on them. Mm. It says fall and winter gardens in many ways are pretty peaceful and perfect for staying in with a good book, a cozy blanket, and a cat in your lap. I don't know about that. But I do like cats. My mom is the one who don't like cats. I like cats. I would have a kitty in my lap purring, but she's allergic to them and she just don't like them. There's just something about the warm sunshine, lush green landscape, and a dip in the pool or lake that brings me to life every year. I don't know about that either. I'm not dipping in a pool in fall and winter. What do Unique say? I use the graph paper to plan my green socks. Yes, I colored the squares to match the green stalk tiers. Cool. I need to try that. I didn't think about that. It says you need Pentagon Computer Bank. Unique. How many green stalks do you have? I think you're the one. Do you have over 30? I think you're the one who have a lot of green stalks, right? So let me see. So 5 reasons why gardening is the perfect summer hobby for introverts. Number 1, the garden is the perfect place to recharge and reflect. Well, we know that. Introverts need, you have 17, girl. I got 4. I got 2 3 tiers, and I think 1 6 and 1 7 tier. Because yeah, because one has 3 deep pockets and 3 regular, so that's a 6 tier. And then I have a 7 tier that has just regular pockets. So yeah, I have a 7 tier, a 6 tier, and they're both the same height. And then I have 2 3 tiers, and those are the ones with all my strawberries in them. So, okay, back to this. Introverts need time alone to decompress and recharge. And there's no better place to do it than among your peppers and your pumpkins, amen, or your poppies and peonies. If a flower garden is your speed. I need to grow more poppies. My poppies didn't do good last year. So I got to grow more poppies. Mike says he has the Dollar Tree ripoff. Hey, I had that too. I had that when I first started gardening. So you say you have one. Yes, go to bed. Watch the replay, please. Good night, Pesk. Get your rest. Get your rest. I don't have to wake up as early as you do. That's why I'm on here now. It says gardening is a naturally quiet activity that can be done solo, which makes it perfect for unplugging and stepping away to get the alone time your introverted soul needs. Amen. Unique says, but that's because you separate yours out. I don't like them above 3 tiers. Okay. I got you. And you can do that. Like I have a 7 tier, and I can actually buy a spinner and make it into a 4 and a 3 tier. You can do that. That's what I like about the green stalks. You don't have to have that tall. And I thought about that too, taking one of them and making it shorter. But then I would have to change my watering system because I got the green stalk watering system. And I think at the end of the year, I'm going to buy covers for my green stalks too. Let me see. It says many tasks in the garden like weeding, pruning, and watering are repetitive in nature, perfect for when you need to process information. That is true because sometimes I'll be doing stuff because I'll have a lot on my mind. Like tomorrow, I have to take my mom. I'm finally able to start getting behind the wheel. I'm not driving far, but I'm starting to get behind the wheel and drive. I have to take my mom to a doctor's appointment. And then later on, I have to go to my physical therapy for my knee. So I'm always having a lot of things going on, doing things. And so when I'm in the garden and I'm weeding and doing repetitive work, it does help you to just kind of phase out everything around you. Let me see. It says, in fact, research shows that the meditative nature of gardening is also relaxing and can help reduce stress, which is especially important for sensitive introverts who can get overwhelmed easy. And sometimes you can get overwhelmed. In short, gardening is the ideal activity to help you unwind after a long day spent in our noisy world. And our world can get noisy. Even if you're on your phone all day long. I'm sorry, my nose is a little itchy. Social media and everything, it can get mentally noisy. You know what I mean? Like if you got to take a break from it. Our kids are getting bullied on social media because they don't know how to put the phone down. Turn the phone off. I remember one year my niece and nephew took them to 2 day Disneyland thing, and they were on those phones all night. I said, "Turn off your phones," and they said, "Auntie, how do I turn it off?" And I said, "What kind of phone do you have?" I said, "Text your mom, tell her you're going to bed and you're turning your phone off. Take that activity off every night." I might hear the water noise, but I turn this phone just like this. I don't want to see the light. I don't want to see nothing. At night, I have two night lights in, because I have my bathroom and then you have a room for your toilet. I have two night lights in there, so I'm not turning on the lights. If I got to get up in the middle of the night, the little night lights turn automatically on. I go to the bathroom, wash my hands, get back into bed. I close the door to the bathroom. I close the door to my room. I black out everything. Sometime our world is noisy. Our world is making noise and you might not even know it's making noise, especially with social media. So I think that's very key. Number 2, gardening connects you with nature. Yes, it does. It has connected me with nature in many ways I like and many ways I don't. So nature is the ultimate elixir for introverts. Not only is it naturally calming and inspiring, but it has proven mental and physical health benefits. In fact, research shows that time spent in nature can aid our mental health and cognition. In addition, time spent outdoors has other benefits too. It can help combat symptoms of anxiety and depression, lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation and stress. I notice when I'm in the garden, because I'm sitting here all day. If I've had a rough day at work and I'm sitting here all day and I might take a break to go to the restroom or whatever, my legs are really swollen, my feet and everything. But when I get out in that garden, which I make sure I get out there, I don't have that problem. So it does help. It says improve vision, focus, and memory. That's another reason why I want to get off these pills, because if I'm getting dizzy and feel like I want to faint or pass out, I don't want to do it in that garden. I don't want to hurt myself in that garden. So, but with that being said, the garden is helping me too. So I make sure I get out there. Today, I knew I had meetings and stuff like that, so I got out there a little bit earlier. It was a little warm, not as warm as it has been, but I went out there and I gardened. I watered my blueberries because everything that's planted by my chickens does not have the drip system. And that's my golden raspberries and my blueberries in the container. So I went out there and I deep watered those. I count to 100 on the little containers. Let me see. You said I fall enough in the garden without PO making me dizzy. I fell once. I fell once in that garden. You guys know I have a 1-story house and I'm between two stories. The first thing I did, I looked up. I was like, did they see me? Did anybody see me? Nobody saw me though. Thank goodness nobody saw me. But yeah, I don't want to fall out there. But I went out there and I watered my golden raspberries and my blueberries. And then I have like some ginger by my shed. And I still got my sweet potato slips in glass jars. And I was looking at containers today. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to get to the big box store and get just a couple of containers of soil and plant those slips in the soil. But I also want to plant, and I wrote it down, celery, because this is the time to plant celery while the soil is warm, and then it can start growing, and then it's going to start cooling down, and then it'll grow. So I had to really look that up because I've been trying to grow celery for a few years. And where am I supposed to put this? Put it here. And yeah, so I'm gonna get some celery in the ground this weekend. Unique. I'm supposed to use my cane in the garden, but I don't. Use your cane. You know what? My mother, so when I got home from surgery, I just got right up, was able to walk. But my mother had two extra walkers. My mother has a walker that she has in her car that she uses, a very fancy one. And then she just has two other plain walkers. So I just pulled out one of those walkers and I just started using those walkers. And I was using those walkers in the garden. And then I still had the walker and I would walk away from the walker a little bit. And so finally, I finally said, let me stop using the walker once I got better. Said you poked your finger in sweet potato containers. You felt spuds. I'm excited for the end. Yes. Yes. I would pull my sweet potatoes around November. I did not get to grow them. So I'm just gonna grow them like house plants. Like you guys said. You said I have a walker for unfamiliar terrain. Gotcha. Gotcha. Let me see. So this person says, one of my favorite side effects of gardening has been the joy of observing nature in action. I absorb it all right. I done seen rodents, squirrels. I done seen the squirrel trying to stick his hand up under my chicken cage. Like, hey girl, let me have some of that food. Yeah, your favorite woodland creature, squirrels. Um, Not so many possums. And then, of course, the insects, the grubs, the tomato hornworms, the cabbage loopers, the a frog. I had went to the nursery and got, I don't know, some kind of plant and planted it, and it was a freaking frog in there, and that frog stayed in my yard for like a long time. All types of hornets, wasps, and bees, and I could tell the difference. I could tell the difference. Oh, good old Mike. You and your woodland creatures. Cats. You guys know I had cats. One of the kitties died. It was so sad. It was so sad. She was a pretty kitty too. And chickens. And the mother just left her. The mother knew she was gonna die. She was like, I'm just gonna leave you here with the evil lady and you just die with her. I was like, what a trampy mother. That mother was a 304. That was the worst cat mother ever. Anyway, let me get off the cats. Okay, so number 3, it's an outlet of creativity, the garden. Lies, let me see. Lies, that was a rat in costume trying to set the squirrel up. Not with that tail. Not with rats don't have a tail like that, really pretty fluffy. And I was like, get out of there. She was like, and then she backed it up and ran. I was like, you old heifer, get out my chicken's food. So that's why I set up her food differently. You said, I started my hibiscus in December indoors and have calyxes in May when I moved them outside. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. So it says for introvert is creativity. Many introverts are naturally creative. This is true. This is true. I am naturally creative. I have created a natural mess in that backyard that I need to clean up. It's a hot mess back there. And the garden can be a wonderful place to express that, from choosing and arranging plants to maximizing your garden space, which I do that, and coming up with innovative solutions to the problems that pop up. Gardening is an art as well as a science. I like that. It's an art as well as a science, and our garden is alive. And I do move things around every year in my gardening. Gardening can be a way to help fulfill our innate need to create something beautiful. And while Mother Nature gets most of the credit, there is something incredibly satisfying about taking the raw materials, dirt, water, seed, and sunlight, and combining them to create something that didn't exist before. I think that's wonderful. You talking to Unique. Start in December. If you practice another form of art like drawing, painting, writing, music, or sculpting, you may find that gardening helps nurture and inspire that too. As a photographer, I love photographing my garden. This is the writer. I am a person that loves the arts. I've had this chain around my neck probably I'm 52. When I first was able to buy jewelry, this is a place called Daniel's Jewelers. I'm pretty sure they were like a US place. But this is the sad and happy face in acting. I've always loved the arts. I've never wanted to just be an actor, but I love the arts. I love dance. I love acting. I love singing. I like watching the arts. I took ceramics in high school. I was not good at it, but I liked it. I like drawing. I like painting. I like ceramics. I like soap making. I have a steel table over here, which I need to clean off and get back to my soap making. I used to crochet a little bit. I have a sewing machine, which I'm not that good at sewing, but I have knitting and I have needlepoint. I love arts and crafts. I love art. And I think that's why the garden for me works, because by her saying it's like art. It's a connection. And I really like that. I can be business like too. Don't get me wrong. I could be professional and business and get that too, but I love the arts. I wish I did not have to worry about business so much. But so arts for me is creative. People say, well, you should grow the food and you should sell it. I don't think I want to mix my garden with business. I don't, because it's something for me. It's something that keeps me grounded and sane. So for me, I don't want to mix it. So number 5 says, let me see. Gardening gets you out of your head and into the world. We introverts tend to spend a lot of time in our heads. Our ability to think deeply and contemplate big, complex ideas is one of our greatest superpowers, but it also means we can have a tendency to overthink, worry, and ruminate. And I think that's true. My mother says I'm always thinking, and she'll be like, "Well, go to your garden, go." I have a little bistro set out there under an umbrella. She go to your garden, just go. And I'm like, okay, I will. It says, when I get caught up in my thoughts, I feel anxious, spacey, and disconnected. I found that the best antidote when this happens is doing something sort of physical, tangible activity that gets me out of my head and makes me feel more grounded. And what could be better for grounding yourself than literally connecting to the earth? And that's true. There is a thing called grounding. Take off your shoes and put your bare feet in your grass. Just don't get bit by a spider. That happens. And ground yourself to the earth. We do have to ground ourselves. Sometimes when I'm digging in the garden, I know I should have gloves. I take my gloves off and I let my hand feel that soil. Let your hand feel that soil. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes seeds you can't always have on the gloves. Sometimes you got to dig and then put seeds in your hand and touch the dirt. It helps ground you. It's one of the best things in the world. Let me see. I think I skipped something. Did I skip something? I'll go back to it. But I'll finish this. Gardening is a great way to practice mindfulness. Take a break from your racing thoughts and focus your energy outward on the physical world. It helps you connect with all 5 senses. The sights of lush green and brightly colored vegetables and flowers, the sounds of birds, insects, and other life that exists in the garden, the smell of fresh herbs, flowers, and freshly watered earth, the tactile sensations of the sun on your skin, cool dirt in your hands, and the textures of different plants as you harvest them. The taste of fresh berries and peas straight off the vine. Now that's the best. That's the best sense right there. It's tasting your food. Man, when I had them sugar snap peas, I was like, and strawberries, my water hose is right there. I'm like, let me watch this berry real quick and eat this berry. That's the best thing in the world. At the end of the day, gardening is the activity that allows you not only to tend to your plants, but also tend to yourself to reconnect with your most basic needs and nourish your introverted soul with all the good stuff it needs. So I did skip one. Um, Number four, I skipped number four. It gives you a reason to connect meaningfully with other people. I don't know about that because I'm an introvert. I'm like, do I really want to connect with other people? Mm, I, I don't know. You guys do film a lot in the garden. You film your friends, the squirrels and turkeys and stuff. You guys film a lot out there. So it says while gardening is or can be a largely independent activity, it does create opportunities to connect with others on a deeper level. See something that an introverts crave sometimes. Sometimes we crave it. After I was raised in Watson Compton, like I said, I'm Gen X. I was raised in Watson Compton in the 80s. In the 80s, when you got crack cocaine and the Bataram truck and police. I was raised at that time. So for me, um, I am okay with being in my garden and just having solitude. Do I like rap music? I do. I like the rap music of my generation. I love certain things, but I also appreciate being raised in that environment. I loved it. When I was younger, I didn't want to leave. I never wanted to leave South Central LA. It was like my world. But I was also an introvert. I was okay staying in the house in my world and reading and just sitting there, right? And I didn't realize how much I needed to be out of that environment. So throughout the years, we just kept moving steadily east of South Central Los Angeles to the point where I'm like 100 miles away from where I originally grew up. And I can see as I've gotten older that this boring little country life with my chickens is where I need to be and where I want to be. Um, you don't, I don't like being around messy people and a whole bunch of drama. I just like where I am, and people have to now, because I would always meet people where they are. You now have to meet me where I am. I was always compromising and doing things for my friends. Hands in the Dirt talked about that today. He said when he was in his 30s, when I got into my 30s, I was like, I am tired of being the go-to person. I was the go-to person. Oh, girl, I might get drunk. Can you come pick me up? I don't want to be there. I don't want to. You're old enough to be able to take care of yourself. I was taking care of everybody. My grandmother died when I was 7, my mom's mom, and I was taking care of my little brother. I am tired of taking care of people. Now, my niece and nephew, that's different. They're good kids. They make straight A's. Auntie is going to be there for them. But I am tired of taking care of grown folks. The only grown person I should be taking care of is my mama. That's it. I don't want to worry about your problems. I don't want to hear about your drama. So for me, when it says that it creates opportunity to connect with others on a deeper level, well, then you need to connect with me on my level. Like me being a master gardener, I only work with people at the information tables and stuff that I want to work with. There are some people that act like it's a job that you're getting paid for. Caretakers need care. We do need care. And that's one reason why I started gardening, Mike. You are so right. I only work with people in the master gardening program that I want to be bothered with. If you coming at me with a lot of drama, get up out of my face. Trying to tell me what to do, step to the side. I am over 50. I don't have time for it. So a need to connect, I'm probably not that introvert. I know that we need people. I know that God did not put us on this earth to be alone, but I also have a choice in who I connect with. So I'm very careful with that. It says whether it's bonding with family members by getting them involved in a garden, connecting with other like-minded gardeners through a community garden or program, Master Gardener, or even just sharing your harvest with curious friends and neighbors, the garden can bring people together in meaningful ways. And it can. But there are a lot of people in my life, they look at me, they be like, girl, you better than me. I'm not going in the garden. And I'm okay with that. I am so okay with that because I'm in my world, I'm doing my thing. And then if you say, hey, let's meet up on Saturday, I'm going to meet you for dinner or whatever, or lunch, and we're going to spend 2 or 3 hours together, and we're going to talk, and then you're going to go your way, and then I'm going to go my way. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you in your world, and just appreciate me in mine. And people still, I have relatives that still don't understand why I garden. It helps me. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do about your opinion. It's all about me. And it has to be all about me. I can no longer make other things in my life about other people. You at some point you got to say no. And my garden is for me. My soap making is for me. My time with me and my mom is me. It's a lot of times me and my mom will be gone. People be like, "Where?" They'll call me, "Where are you?" "Oh, me and my mom are at the Cheesecake Factory." I'm spending time with my mother as long as I have her here on this earth and I can spend time with her. To me, that's important. I used to be very driven, wanting to get into management and stuff. I want to do my job. I want to be able to do my job well so that I can keep my job and retire. I'm done. I'm done with trying to push myself onto people. I know that I'm smart. I know that I'm educated, and I am in a profession that a lot of times that does not care about your knowledge. People don't want to listen sometimes. So I just take it with a grain of salt, get my check, and move on with my world because it's a job. I'm there to do my job. I'm paid, and that's what I do. So me connecting with people, there are some people I connect with that work, and others I'm just like, "Hey, how you doing?" and then I move on with my life. I'm not an introvert that's really trying to connect with a lot of new people. For instance, there's this guy named Buddy. He and I are buddies. He's in the Master Gardener program. He's an older white gentleman. He is funny as all get out. And I'm like, Buddy, do you know how to fish? I said, can you teach me how to fish? He said, yeah, I'll teach you how to fish. He said, as soon as I can get some time on the boat. I've been asking for a year. But every time I see Buddy's name on the list, I sign up with Buddy. There are certain people I sign up with to do the information tables that I want to be around. I am not trying to connect with everybody. So let me see. It says gardening is an increasingly popular pastime, which means chances are good that many of your friends and acquaintances have an interest in gardening or even a few plants of their own that they'd be more than happy to chat about. At the very least, it's a great conversation starter. I have a cousin. I have an aunt that lives in Arizona that gardens. I think she lives with one of my cousins, one of her daughters now. And I have a cousin in California. He has a pool in his backyard, but he recently got 1 or 2 green stalks. And he got a harvest. I forgot. I think he got greens or something. And I'm like, you go, bro. That is so good. But I have a big family on both sides, and most of them ain't about no gardening whatsoever. But if I grow something and they're in the area and they'll come pick it up, they don't say no. But a lot of my relatives are not into the gardening. A lot of my friends are not into gardening either. It's just something that I'm into. And it's I feel that gardening is a safe space to talk about. It's not politics. You said Buddy the Elf. You know, he's such a funny guy. I love Buddy. But I think gardening is a safe space. It's no politics. Not talking about politics. You're not talking about racism. You're you're not talking about relationships. You're talking about nature. You're talking about what's good for the garden. You're talking about food and where you can grow it. To me, gardening is a safe space. It's a safe space. My job, I'm in procurement. I also do, I'm also a California notary on the side. A notary is a neutral party. And I think that's why I chose procurement, because in procurement, you are a neutral party. Like right now, I have a couple of bids out. I am a neutral party to this bid. I am there to verify the facts that a supplier is submitting to me and to make sure everything is fair and equitable and ethical. That's why I chose procurement. And I'm also working on a second profession. I won't ever leave procurement, and I won't leave my current job now unless they put me out. But I just got a certification in something, and I'm working on the nationwide certification in it. And I like things like that. I guess being safe. You can't always be safe, but I feel gardening is a safe place. Hobbies are a safe place. To me, there's no room for racism in hobbies, in quilting, in making some soap, in sewing. When people turn a safe space into a racist place or a political place, I don't understand it, because those are safe places. I think those are places where people of different ethnicities and nationalities can get together and talk about something that they have in common, and then leave it there, and then move on to your world. I like those kind of safe spaces. So that that was really it. What I wanted to talk about today was just introverts and gardening. um do you guys have any questions about anything? I don't know if Dave Cropper is still here, and I appreciate you guys when you come in here, because I know that you guys are in other states on the East Coast or in the South. You're probably it's probably going on it's like 10 o'clock, and you guys come here. So before I get going, just a couple of updates on what day. I'm going to look at my phone. So at the end of the month, Pescateria and I are starting a new monthly roundup. And we're going to do our first monthly roundup on the 28th of the month. And we're going to switch what channel it's on. It's going to be on my channel 1 month and her channel 1 month. Those weeks when we do the monthly roundup, I most likely will not have a Wednesday live, because I don't want you guys to get overdrained with me. Get a little break from me, and it'll give me just a little break from doing a live by myself. So, do you guys have any ideas what you want to discuss with me next week? Excited? Yes. Thank you, Mike. Mike, you are always so supportive. I appreciate you so much. I'd like to, like, all weekend, I'm thinking, what am I going to talk about? Or do I, I know I really don't even have to have a subject, but because most of the time we get off subject anyway when we're on the live, which is fine with me. But I do like to have something to talk about. Um, so I'll think of something. I did see another recall, and I have my AOL open. I'm not gonna read it, but there is a recall on some beef coming from Argentina. USDA. I bet you it's. Let me put this over here while I have you guys on here. FSIS. I'm gonna look it up. Google FSIS FS. There we go. I saw it popped up. It was a recall. So the jalapeno. Since I did that last recall with the jalapenos, USDA, I have been bombarded with emails. So I'm going to have to probably do another recall this weekend. But meat and poultry. So the jalapenos with the salmonella. I'm telling you, it was the USDA or it was something else. It was beef from Argentina. I saw it. I just, good thing I'm too poor to buy beef. Oh, I just saw it. Whole Food Markets announces a recall on select salads, guacamole, probably because of the jalapeno. But I thought I saw, that's the jalapeno. City Foods recalls pastrami corned beef. Let me go to USDA. FDA. Recalls, withdrawals, meat. Huh. A lot of I saw something with some beef from Argentina. I saw it, but now I don't. It's not coming up. And remember, when I did that live last week, FSIS does meat, poultry, and eggs. So I thought it will be this. So let me click on this one. This is a salmonella. I already talked about the corned beef product. I'll just click on this one. It says this is from August the 8th, issuing a public health alert for meat and poultry products containing FDA regulated jalapenos that may be contaminated with salmonella. So that wasn't it, and I'm looking at the recall Frankie's organic. This is FDA. Plant-based snack. Whole Food Markets, finished products such as dips, salsa, guacamole, and more containing the jalapeno. Fantasia Chinese style, a spice mix. Yeah, I saw something in my email, and now it's like gone. It's gone. There was something in my email. So I may not have to do a recall video. So a lot of these is about the jalapeno with the salmonella. Just be careful. If you like jalapenos, grow them. If you're living in an apartment or a condo with a balcony or patio, get you 3 containers. Put some soil in it. Grow you some jalapenos. Grow you some peppers. Grow you something. Grow yourself something, because our food supply is not looking the greatest with all these recalls. So do you guys have any questions for me? If not, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys rest, because it is now, Mike, is probably 10:17 or 11:18 where you are. Yeah, they're easy to grow. They're so easy to grow. They peppers, all of this stuff is easy to grow. Just take your time with it and grow it. Hydroponics, Mike is on here. Hydroponics, he grows in hydroponics all the time. All the time. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know I appreciate everyone who joins the live stream. And if you are looking at the replay of this, I appreciate you so much. I know that I come on later, 10 Central. See? Yeah, I got you. You're 10 o'clock. You can get you some rest. But I just appreciate you guys giving me just a little bit of your time to discuss anything. And I'm going to keep on doing it, because I've been wanting to do more lives for a long time. So I'm going to keep bringing them to you guys. So as I always say, please find peace within yourself, and please be peaceable with everyone around you. I absolutely love all of you, and please stay safe. Have a good evening. Bye.